Hey guys, Cameron with Racepak, and welcome back to segment 2 of why EFI and data loggers are needed to be run together. I'm here with Oplawski from Hyperaktive Performance Solutions, and we've been talking a lot about what the benefits of running an EFI system and a Racepak data logger together instead of just running the data logger that's quote-unquote built into the EFI system. So before we talked about mass channels and all the benefits of using those in conjunction with EFI, but now let's talk a little bit about like when you're running an EFI system and a Racepak data logger, redundancy, right? Like
Absolutely.
what's important about that?
Well, it gives you the ability to, you have a fail-safe. You know, with as much as it costs to run these cars today per run,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
you know, and it goes both ways, right? Because at the end of the day, how many people have accidentally left their SD card sitting on the counter in the trailer next to their laptop? So having the EFI to be able to get data.
Right,
And
I can't tell you how many times.
I'm sure it happens a lot.
I
in fact.
actually did it the other day. Actually, at a race, I'm like, shoot, my dash is flashing card at me, and I had to go. My wife had to go run back and get the card. So
Yep.
yeah, so I mean, if I had EFI, I probably could have
You would have
alleviated that.
exactly, and it goes the other way. Every EFI system has a memory capacity, and they're all different.
Right.
And there's times when you're between rounds and you fail to erase the memory in the EFI. So having the EFI channels brought into the data logger gives you those channels enough to make tuning decisions, to make safety net decisions, things like that.
Right.
So you always have that fail safe because, like I say, as much as it is to run these cars, you know, if you were to go out there, and it doesn't matter if you make your best pass ever or your worst pass ever, having either one to know what you did and why it happened
Right.
has a ton of value to it.
Right. And then, something that we kind of touched on a little bit, but when you have when you question something, isn't it better to always have something that you can use as well? Like, oh man, like oil pressure, that seems weird. Like, why is it reading, 12 psi? Like, it has to have more than that or whatever. Like, but hey, let's check the other EFI system or the data logger, and then that way, hey, maybe you have a sensor failure.
Exactly, and that's happened multiple times over the years. We've had common to use a Racepak boost pressure sensor, and then the EFI map sensor.
Right.
When we've had it multiple, I've had it over the years where you look at the EFI and it's like, well, it only made 30 pounds of boost, and you look at the Racepak and it makes 65. Pick a number, and you're able to know that the map sensor failed on the EFI system, which then allows you to know, like, hey, that's a problem because it uses the map sensor to actually give the engine the right amount of fuel.
Exactly.
So having, at the end of the day, more information in multiple places paints a bigger picture, paints a better picture, and allows, like you say, oil pressure. Well, you might have the EFI oil pressure at the inlet to the block, and you have a Racepak at the outlet. Well, you can determine if there's debris problems, you can
Absolutely.
Supply problems, restrictions, sensor failures.
Yep.
So having them both, at the end of the day, they shouldn't fight each other. If you're serious about it, they should complement each other.
Yeah, they're going to work together. And then, finally, another key player is, like we've talked too, if you have your SD card full on your Racepak or your EFI memory is full on the data logger in that, like, what happens? Then you lose your run. And you're like, oh man, that was just a waste of X amount of dollars. How? Because I don't know what I learned. Well, if you're running both, if one doesn't work, the other one will. So I mean, it's just, again, we've talked redundancy, and these are just all great common things to why we feel that supporting EFI and the data logger is a great commonality.
Well, and it allows you the ability, you could do more because it allows you the ability to diagnose if you're questioning your EFI system. If you have power supply problems, ignition source or whatever, ignition problems, and your EFI is turning on and off, having a data system to stay on while that's happening to help try and diagnose that, again, helps.
Yeah, I mean, so whether it's EFI, data loggers, ignitions these days, like all this stuff is morphing into one. So why don't we use it all to our advantages and see what we can learn together, and let's all work together and make it a common bond, and that way you guys can go faster and win more races. And that's what we're here. And hopefully, these ideas will help you, inspire you to do these things. And like I said, win more rounds and
do more and race more.
Yeah, do more, race more, and
win more.
Exactly. So, with that, like I said, if you have any more questions or information you're looking for, be sure to log on to racepak.com or check us out on our YouTube page at Racepak Media, and stop guessing, start winning.
Your new Facebook community page is a good resource.
Yeah, we have a new Facebook community page that we've started here at Racepak that is basically a place. It's kind of an open forum. If you have a question about your car, if you have something going on and you can't figure it out and your buddy doesn't have enough input, post it on there. We just started it, and there's hundreds of people on there that are willing to get in there and provide feedback. Dealers are in there. I know Joe's been commenting and posting on a lot of stuff. We have other, Hyperaktive, with Joe doing it, but we also have, Dragsters for Sale and RJ Race Cars, Bickle, Motorsports Innovations, like a lot of our elite dealers. They're in there, providing information for you guys. So, like I said, finally, if you want to check it out. It's just type in Racepak Community. But if not, like I said, we have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, pretty much any social media way you can find us. And thank you for your time, and we'll see you in the next segment.
Thanks.